everybody, welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Minnie Crumpler. Today I want to talk to you about how to hold a job while having Tourette's. A quick overview of what Tourette syndrome is. It's a neurological condition where one has involuntary outbursts and physical movements, and they have little to no control over what they say or do. For me, I've always had a hard time holding a job, especially I've never had a full-time job where I worked 9 to 5. I always had part-time jobs. And one of the jobs I first had was in high school, where I was an intern for City of Bellevue Parks and Recreations. And what I did was I would tend to the parks, I would mulch the pathway to trails, I'd eradicate invasive species, and it was hard because it was a very labor-intensive job, and it was in the summertime when I was baking in the sun. And I would handle tools like shovels, hoes, and big scissors, big blades, and that would be dangerous because I'd throw it at myself or against people or in the air. So that was a hard job, but during that time in high school, my tics weren't as bad. This is in senior year, and my tics weren't as bad as they are now, which is kind of weird because it's always wax and wanes. It should be better now, but it's not. And in college, I worked for a farmer's market selling fruit and produce. And you can imagine how difficult it was to not throw the broccoli on the ground or throw the apples in the air and not break the plates that I cleaned. And there's always people and customers coming in and out of the store, which makes it hard because I have to re-explain myself every time. And the same thing goes for my job as a American Eagle Outfitters retail salesperson. I worked for American Eagle, which is a clothing store, which is good because if I throw clothes, it wouldn't be as bad as throwing like tools or fruits and vegetables. So I throw clothes, but it doesn't matter if they were soft. So the managers there were very understanding, and they were very accepting of who I was, especially in the interview. They just hired me. They just hired me like that. They understood me. For some reason, I sang them the national anthem of, I don't know, probably because there's a word America in it, in the name of the store. And they found me very endearing. And I worked at the store, and it was the same issue because people kept coming in and out of the store, and I'd always have to explain myself again and again and again. And that was really hard for me and really tiring, but I'm used to it by now, so. But during that time, I did not have cussing tics or the N-word tics. So it was easy for me to work there because I didn't have a lot of vocal tics, but now I do. Which reminds me of an interview I recently had a few months ago, a masseuse place, to work as a housekeeper in the back. The interview was going really well, and they were gonna hire me on the spot because they liked me so much. But then I had an N-bomb tic where I dropped the N-bomb, and she just looked at me and said, "Did you just say the N-bomb?" I'm like, yes. And she was like, I don't know if I can accept that because I have colleagues that are colored people, and I can't, I don't know if that would sit well with us. And I was just so devastated because it was going so well, and I had an N-bomb tic, and I didn't mean to, and it was just, there's no intent behind it, but the lady interviewing me was really disappointed, and she never called me back, and it was really hard. But anyways, after the American Eagle Outfitters job, I worked for the student government, which is a government job at the college. I was the environmental and social representative, and what that entails, me working with this college on a sustainable environmental level. So I'd run meetings, I'd have projects doing sustainable things for the college. I'd oversaw a $1 million fund for the college, and I'd have networking and organizational meetings. It was really fun, but the thing is, I was a full-time student. There's this one time I took 22 credits in a quarter, and it was so intense because even though it was a part-time job, I was a full-time student. And it was an intense job because I worked overtime a lot, volunteering my hours, and computer. And the tics got worse because of my balancing full-time student and part-time job. It was doable, but it was really hard. After that, I was a tutor at the college. And what made that job difficult is because that was near the end of my college years, and my tics got worse as college ended. And I had a lot of spitting tics and hitting tics, and I was hitting my students that I tutored. So I was a tutor for ESL, which is English as a second language. And I tutored students, and I'd spit on them and hit them all the time. And it was endangering them, and it was endangering their well-being, and I couldn't work there anymore eventually because of my tics. After college, my tics got really bad, and I went to DSHS, which is a governmental organization to help disabled people find jobs. An organization called DVR, which is Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. And they put me in this community-based service, which means that they had me volunteer for a company for a while, for a month or two, to determine whether I'm a good fit for the company and if I can get a job there. The thing is, my tics were so bad that they couldn't place me anywhere, unfortunately. And they couldn't place me in any job or any company, and that's like the end of it. Like, I couldn't do anything to even get a job with the organization of the government. So let's talk about solutions. If you have Tourette's and you cannot hold a job because of your Tourette's and severity of your Tourette syndrome, I'd recommend finding what you love to do and what you're good at, and turning that into an income. Become an expert at it and turn that into an income. If you want to be an artist and you are an artist, I'd say find people who would want to pay you for your artwork, like do commissions. And if you want to make an impact on people's lives, you can be a motivational speaker. If you don't like speaking, you can write a book about your life or your Tourette's, or on a fiction, whatever you want. And there's lots of opportunities out there to sell a book, really, like on Kindle Direct Publisher, or different places where you can sell different platforms where you can sell your book. My second advice is learn how to brand and market yourself, whether that's through YouTube videos or podcasts or books. You learn how to market yourself and present yourself in a way where people are interested in buying your product. I'd recommend a book called Art Inc. if you're an artist, because that's a great way to learn how to sell your artwork and to really brand and market yourself. My other advice is to learn about self-development. Always learn about self-development. And that's ways to become a better version of yourself and improve yourself, changing your habits, your daily habits. Like, you can do that through YouTube, podcasts, or books. And just learning how to become a better version of you. And through that, you'll learn how to manage your business, whether that's art or being a life coach or being a motivational speaker. And yeah, that's it for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great day. Tune in every Saturday at 9 a.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time, for new videos, and subscribe below. Thank you so much. Bye.